Hey, welcome to Aussie Online Growing on Shopify. My name is Rachel. This is episode number 78. Are you in the early stages of e-commerce or an online business? Do you need more sales? Well, that can be true for many of us. Often that is just a symptom of something else going wrong further upstream than just needing more sales. I've grown 2 e-commerce brands in Australia online, and at the end of 2023, I sold one of them. The other one I'm keeping, and it's continuing to grow and to support my family financially. My podcast is the day-to-day, real-time challenges and wins of growing in e-commerce in Australia from someone who's still in the game, which is me. I haven't got my feet up, wearing a badge of success, talking to you about, strategies that worked in e-commerce 10 years ago. I'm still here. I'm still doing it day to day with strategies that are tested in the marketplace today, not years ago. If you're in the early stages of an online business, I'm sure you'll find my podcast encouraging and relatable. The solopreneur journey is pretty lonely. I know. I like to share topics and create things that keep you company from here in Adelaide, Australia. And I hope I'm cheering you on as you carve out your own small business path. What's your current challenge? What's your next roadblock in growing your small online Australian business? You can actually reach out to me for a free discovery call. You can book it through my website at Aussie Online Growing on Shopify.com.au, where I'd love to hear all about your business. I'd love to hear about your business idea, and I'd love to support you with a strategy that you could implement like DIY of your very next step that you need to do, or fast forward your results and work with me one-on-one ongoing. You can book your free discovery call for just 25 minutes. It's not long, enough for me to chat to you and learn all about your business at Aussie Online Growing on Shopify.com.au. This episode I've called it today e-commerce models, and it's a beginner series episode. It's all about beginner world in e-commerce in Australia. This is my second episode now about being a beginner in the online business world. And the other episode you should go and listen to after this one is episode 73. So this is the second episode in a bit of a series I'm doing. I'm doing a bit of a series because I'll be starting a new e-commerce brand sometime in 2024. I'm not sure when yet, because I don't want to decide yet either, because I know once I decide I'm going to have to do a heap of work. At the moment, I'm still in the phase of exploring and researching different niches that I would like to consider. And my episode 73 is all about the strategy and the criteria I use in selecting a niche. This episode is a bit about the model of e-commerce that you want to implement, or you want to utilize, or you want to use. And this is not an exhaustive list of models or types of e-commerce by any means, but it's things I've had experience with, and it's things that I'm considering in my new e-commerce brand. So I wanted to do an episode for you. It's part of the Beginner in E-commerce series. So this is the second episode in that series. This series is going to be dotted out throughout the year, because each time I kind of make a determination about the next stage of a new e-commerce brand I'm starting, then I'll do an episode about that kind of next step that I'm considering. So this one is the model of e-commerce, the type of e-commerce store it will be. If you looked online for like 5 minutes on the topic of starting a business, starting online, I bet you the algorithm has just flooded you with stuff, like flooded. I've actually been in the e-commerce world for like 20 years, so a long time, not a short time, but I have had success in the last 4 years. So many years of not so much success, and now I'm seeing a lot of success and traction. Doesn't have to take you 20 years either, because when I started in e-commerce, if any of you are as old as me, of course, there was no such thing as YouTube or PayPal or Shopify or anything like that. So there's plenty of reasons why I didn't have a lot of success 20 years ago. Nevertheless, if you've been looking about starting an online business or starting online anywhere, if you've been Googling it or looking on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, I bet you've been flooded, or podcast episodes, with stuff. The algorithm is chucking lots of things at you. Frankly, it's incredibly overwhelming, which is potentially why I would encourage you to reach out to me for a discovery call and chat about it. I found, this is going to be a whole other episode, but I want to share with this with you now while I'm thinking about it. I have, in the last month, I have attended 3 online courses, like boot camps and little mini courses, some paid, some free, but I've attended 3 from people I value their opinion of and I follow online and listen to a lot of their podcasts and their content. I've sometimes been in their courses before or their masterminds and things like that. But none of the three offered just what I really wanted and need just at this very moment, which is that I really want a one-on-one coaching call with one of them. But none of them offer it. Like, I know there's only 3 people, but 3 ladies in the very business world of e-commerce in their own space are real experts. They all have multi-million-dollar businesses. None of them offer any sort of one-on-one time for a small strategy session or a small call. So I offer that to all my listeners and to my clients who reach out to me because I really look for that for my next step. And I understand how overwhelming this whole online space is. It's exciting sometimes and invigorating, but often it's frankly just paralyzing because there are so many places you can go. You can find success in many avenues online. Many, many, many. There are so many ways to say skin a cat, but I have a cat. I don't want to skin a cat. There are many ways to make this work and to support your family online. But you really do need to decide which one you want to pursue and then pursue it. And if you just need to chat with someone very affordably for a couple of sessions, some strategy calls, and I can dig into your business and kind of see things that you probably are blind to and kind of have more of a bird's eye view of the strategy to succeed when you're caught in the day-to-day weeds, please reach out to me on my website. Please reach out for a discovery call, which is free initially anyway, and then see if you want if we can work together well one-on-one for a little bit of time after that. And I promise you it's affordable. I promise you it is not as expensive as what you're imagining in your head, because the 3 experts, I just would have killed for them to have offered something this year where we could book some time with them. All of them offered courses. They're all courses, and I love courses. I've done lots of courses myself. My tagline is keep learning. Like, I'm so not against learning, 100%. You should learn and grow every day. But a course is just sometimes what you don't need. You maybe don't need a course. You just need to talk with someone who's doing it, who's already there, who's a bit ahead, who's in the game of e-commerce, who hasn't put up their hat and put their feet up and claims to have been able to train you and teach you all the strategies for success when they grew online in 2013. I can tell you very little about growing online in 2013 works now. Like, very, very little about what worked in 2013 works today. Almost nothing. So if you are taking a lot of advice, if you're paying for advice from people who succeeded a long time ago and are not trying to succeed now, I would just take that advice with as much measure as you should and do your best to implement it and take the advice, but don't hang everything on it. If it's spending your last $1,000 to speak to one of these gurus, that was the quote I had from someone last year. It was going to cost $800 USD for an hour. It's about fell over. $800 USD for 1 hour of their time. I'm so glad I didn't do it. If that was my last 800, well, what's 800 USD? If that was my last $1,400 Australian, I wouldn't have done it. And I didn't do it anyway because that seemed like a crazy amount of money for an hour of someone's time. I'm not close, not within a cooey of that price at all. I just encourage you, I just want to really encourage you that, what is my topic about? Now I'm going totally off track. Yes, if you are beginning in e-commerce, and sometimes you feel like you just want to talk to someone who's been there and done that. You may not have friends around you have, because I certainly don't. I don't have anyone in my world that's been there and done that in e-commerce. I'm forging my own path and I'm finding the advice and the experts I need, professionals I need to get to the next stage. If you find yourself in the same boat, please reach out to me through my website. Please book a discovery call. I'm not as expensive as you think. If you choose to work ongoing with me for a few calls, the first one's free anyway, and you may not go any further. That is 100% all good, fine, and dandy with me. I don't expect anybody to. I'm very grateful when they do. But if you feel like that's where you're at and you're just a bit stuck, because I totally feel like that, If you have anybody you could suggest to me, please email me also. If you have a suggestion of a coach, a business coach in e-commerce, they don't have to be in Australia, who could chat as a strategy call to move me to the next stage without it costing me $1,400 for their time. Or even worse, they haven't even got that service available from my 3 most favorite entrepreneurs in the world. None of them offer that, unfortunately. Then please let me know also through my website. I would love that advice for myself. If you could help me out too, that'd be great. So, sorry, let me get back to what this episode is about. Types and models of e-commerce. Here are some models of e-commerce, and you might want to consider some of these. A lot of these overlap as well. So a lot of these models kind of overlap, and you might use a few of these different models or formats in growing your own e-commerce brand. But if you're starting out, then here's a few different things I want to share with you. Now, like I said, so lots of them overlap. Number 1, Amazon FBA. So maybe you want to send products to Amazon and have Amazon fulfill them for you. So then they do all the shipping and the picking and packing. I'm considering integrating that into my e-commerce brand with one of my products, just one, and having Amazon FBA fulfill it for me. But I haven't, it's on my list of things to do for this year. I guess the other similar thing might be a marketplace, you know, like Etsy or eBay, but you would obviously fulfill those things locally. So you would list things on a marketplace and then do the postage and handling and the picking and packing all yourself at home. That's usually how they work. But Amazon, of course, which is, I think, the best thing about Amazon, has incredible shipping. So if you're even going to be listed on Amazon, I would encourage you to go the whole hog and have them fulfill it as well, so that customers shopping there can benefit from the really fast postage. The next one, or number 2, is drop shipping. And of course, with drop shipping, then wherever you are getting your items from, the factory or the middleman, they are handling the picking and packing and the fulfillment. With drop shipping, they really do also not manage or control, because you don't even decide it. They have a lot of control over the brand. So with my previous e-commerce store, I did drop shipping initially, and then I pulled the fulfillment here to my home and I did it myself because I wanted more control over the brand. But my next e-commerce store, I will keep drop shipping the whole time along. The reason for that is I plan to sell it. I want to set my next e-commerce store up for the entire purpose of potentially selling it. Potentially, I probably will. So I want to start it with the with foundations and systems and processes that support me selling it. If I don't sell it and I decide to fulfill things myself down the track, I could change that. Like, none of these things are set in stone. They can all be flexible and changed. But my next e-commerce brand, I will probably start off as dropshipping and intend to keep it that way for as long as I possibly can, I think. Self-fulfillment, number 3, is self-fulfill, which is what I do now. So I have all my stock here in my home, in my craft room and in my garage, and I self-fulfill. I package it and I ship it out myself here from my home. So that's self-fulfilled, and that's probably where most of you will be leaning, and that's with good reason. Like, that would easily be the best way to start out, probably in almost every circumstance. That's the best way to start out. The next one, number 4, is actually pre-orders, and it doesn't really, I guess it doesn't really sit as its own category, but I've pulled it out as its own category. So pre-orders, so basically you are collecting the money before you even order things from your manufacturer or before you make them yourself. You are getting the money up front. It's a bit like drop shipping, but not quite the same. So pre-orders, I actually did a pre-order collection recently. My e-commerce store, I did a pre-order and I launched a new collection on pre-order because I wanted to see how it went with my customers. They've really responded well to it, and I've had lots of orders through, and it's so helpful because you get that money up front, and now I can go and get the stock from my supplier already having been paid by my customers. So that usually gets lumped into other ways that you would run an e-commerce store. Of course, pre-orders doesn't tend to be its own whole little model of e-commerce, but I thought it was worth mentioning because it is kind of its own little strategy around pre-orders. Number 5, affiliate marketing. Maybe it's just me, but I wonder if you are also seeing affiliate marketing all over your social media at the moment, particularly TikTok. I probably engaged with a couple of TikTok videos, and then I got flooded with stuff about the Roadmap 2.0, and you may have heard about it. I've looked a bit into it just because I'm wondering why I'm seeing it everywhere all over my FYP at the moment. But it's sort of affiliate marketing. Let me talk to you a bit about this and put my notes down for a minute. Now, affiliate marketing is really where you promote somebody else's product and you get a bit of a commission off it. It's great. I don't do affiliate marketing, but I can see why lots of people do. If you follow lots of influencers online, lots of them make their money from affiliate marketing because they'll make comments like, it's in my Amazon storefront. You can find it in my Amazon storefront. You can find the link here, because they are being paid from that link that you click on. It's great. It's so good, because if they're finding and curating products for you that match what you want, you know they're good because they're offering some sort of review or some sort of endorsement of the product, then absolutely, like, sure, they can have their cut. Doesn't bother me. I'm very happy to support that. But one thing I'm seeing a lot of online at the moment is the Roadmap 2.0, which is a digital marketing course. The people who are promoting it are not really using the term affiliate marketing, and that's because they purchased the course and it has resale rights. In other words, it's a bit like if you were to go online and look for, is it PLR products? PLR. I might have got that word wrong. You can buy things online. You can buy courses, you can buy documents, you can buy articles that you purchase with the right to resell it. And that's what the Roadmap 2.0 is. It's a digital online marketing course you can buy, but you can also take the course and you can resell that course yourself for the same that you bought it for. To be honest, it actually screams to me a bit of a pyramid scheme. I think it's more affiliate marketing than not. People who rave about it online, who are selling it and making money, would never say it's affiliate marketing because they believe they're the business owner and they're selling this course as the business owner who who bought it legit to sell it. However, I put that course and things like that, if you were to buy a course with master resale rights, you pay for it and you can sell it on to anybody you want. You also could take the course, would be a good idea, but you can sell it for what you paid for it and you keep all the profits because you basically own the course yourself. I say that's still affiliate marketing, even though traditionally affiliate marketing is selling what somebody else owns and getting a commission. For this one reason, the Roadmap 2.0 has a brand. It has a market value. The market in affiliate marketing in the online business world, people are already aware of this brand. It's like Coke or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, it has a value, just the name of it. So to me, I think that's why it's affiliate marketing. I can bet you nobody who's selling the Roadmap 2.0 course today would be able to sell the same course at all if it wasn't called the Roadmap 2.0 course. People are going online looking for somebody to buy that course from, and not because the person selling it knows anything about it, created it, has any experience with it, or has any blood, sweat, tears, actual experience in the online business world. They're buying it because of the name of the course, which is why, to me, it seems more like affiliate marketing or a pyramid scheme. I have a real bee in my bonnet about this, if you can't tell. And I'm probably just saying this to encourage you that if you feel like you see lots of things in your own online research and online space that you feel discouraged and overwhelmed, that people have all this success that you don't, which can happen, particularly with the Roadmap 2.0 course. Like I said, it's been flooding my FYP lately. It's driving me crazy. Then just take a step back for a minute and have a real, no emotional, real analytical evaluation for why maybe they are seeing the successes they are seeing. If somebody is selling that course every day to strangers, why is that? Is it because they have experience with the course? Is it because they built it? They created it? They have their own blood, sweat, and tears, their own experience? What happens when someone runs into a problem and you go to that person for advice or support? What are they going to know about it? Because you're just looking for someone to buy the course from, because that's how that business is structured. You go and buy it from someone, but that someone is just selling the brand. And the only reason that person selling it has got any success with sales online, I believe, is because of their brand. They're selling Coke. They're selling Pepsi. They're selling KFC or McDonald's. They're not selling, XYZ course that they created from scratch that no one's heard of before. I need to get back to my notes. I'm sorry. Now I'm really going off onto a bit of a soapbox here, but that's how I genuinely feel about it. I love affiliate marketing. I see real value in it. I don't have experience with it myself, but I can totally see how, like, if I was to go into affiliate marketing myself, I would reach out to those 3 incredible entrepreneurs I follow and have taken many of their courses before, and I follow them online and listen to all their podcasts, and I would look for opportunities to become an affiliate of them because I trust their experience and their knowledge and their expertise. That sort of affiliate marketing is a definite, legit e-commerce model that you could do if you wanted to, and maybe you're considering it anyway or thinking about it for your current business or your next business, or integrating that sort of model or that stream into your current e-commerce business. But if you see things all over your FYP about digital marketing courses, making money selling digital marketing courses, buying resale master rights to other people's courses and selling them, and particularly the big name that's all online, which is the Roadmap 2.0, and there's another one too that keeps popping up that's got a similar ethos around it. Just be aware that I don't believe that's genuinely your own business at all. I think that's affiliate marketing. That's not actually your own brand and your own business. I don't believe that the success you may or may not find from that sort of work you could legitimately call your own business. I just don't. I don't think it is. I think that's not affiliate. That's more affiliate marketing than people online doing that sort of thing would tell you that it is. And they don't tell you that it's affiliate marketing because they genuinely don't believe it is, because they don't really understand the industry. Still going on. They actually don't understand the industry. So people who are brand new to digital marketing, the online space, who are finding success with the Roadmap 2.0 and selling it, would never say it's affiliate marketing. But they wouldn't say that because they actually don't understand the industry or why they're getting the success they're getting. If they don't understand why they're achieving the success they are achieving, how would they replicate that? How would they replicate that ongoing, support their family in 10 or 20 years' time, if they can't understand, duplicate, scale the success they are seeing because they don't understand how they got it in the first place? That's because it's affiliate marketing and it's actually not their own business. Okay, I'll cheer up now. Sorry, man, I really get worked up about it. And I think that's because I can see how people get really sucked in to that sort of model. So, okay, let's move on. That was number 5, affiliate marketing. The next one is number 6, digital and/or printables. If you've been on Etsy lately, sometimes I feel like the only thing on Etsy is digitals or printables. Can you even buy a physical product on Etsy anymore? I'm sure you can. That's a bit tongue-in-cheek. I'm sure you can. And many of you listening probably have a lot of success on Etsy. I don't hear from many podcast listeners who talk to me about their Etsy store and having success on Etsy, but I'm sure you're out there. Most of the people who contact me are looking, are either on Shopify or looking to get on Shopify and all that sort of stuff. But if you have an Etsy store and you have a lot of success with it, I'd so love to chat with you. It'd be cool to do an interview or something like that. But digital and/or printables is another avenue, another model for e-commerce. And I guess e-commerce and printables you would think are not the same thing, but it's online. It's online business. We are all in the online business space. We're all marketing online. We're looking for our customers online. So I sort of do put that as a little bit under e-commerce, even though it's not strictly e-commerce. And some of my products are printables. I sell printables as part of my e-commerce store. They totally overlap, and yours can overlap too if you don't already. If you don't already sell a digital product, if you don't already have a digital download that someone gets as a freebie or as a thank you, I highly suggest doing it. It's really great for customer engagement. Your customers will be so happy to get something after they've made a purchase. They get this cool printable or free download, but you could totally sell them as well. I sell printables as part of my online store, even though the bulk of what I sell is physical products. Lastly, the last one, number 7, in-person markets or in-person selling. No, that's not e-commerce. However, many of you listening, I know, have craft businesses, go to markets and things like that too. And there is totally a way to capture that information, those customers, and bring them online. You should be capturing their details as leads. You should be doing a giveaway of some description or something where you can get their details in person, and then they become your online customers as well, because you can email them later on. So in person does still fit under e-commerce for sure. There's quite a lot, and you might find the same too. You maybe already do in person as well as online, and some online businesses I follow, like creators that I follow, do both. They have an online store predominantly, but then they're also headed off on the weekend to a local market. So they definitely complement each other. So it's not e-commerce because you're talking about going and setting up a market, but it overlaps, like lots of those categories overlap. So if you do in-person markets, many of you probably do, because I know a lot of my listeners are in the craft world or the craft space and hobbies and things like that. Then if you're doing in-person things, you should totally try and convert those leads and those customers and all of that great visibility and awareness of your brand to online as well. So they all overlap a little bit. Lots of those things can all come together. But the main point of this episode is, like, what sort of model are you? Can you say your business is one of those? A mixture of those? Have you considered all those before? Are there others I haven't even thought of? I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are others I haven't got on that list that you are considering. And I heard from, let me tell you this little story. I heard from a podcast listener this week, Olivia in Western Australia. She was excited about her e-commerce starting out. She was considering a niche. She asked me about my thoughts on a niche and how the type of niche you choose perhaps impacts on the model of e-commerce you might decide upon. So she was asking me a bit about, like, if I was to, maybe this isn't what she said, I don't want to sort of give away her own research and niches and stuff, but for example, if she was asking me, like, if I was going to sell dog treats or cat treats or bird treats, like food goods for pets, then is something like Amazon FBA a good idea to start with, or should I just pack those things at my home and send them myself? So she was asking about the type of niche. Does that make a difference if you want to drop ship or sell items yourself at home and fulfill? And I thought that was a really interesting question, because I think it has a little bit to do with it. If you were going to sell dog treats, I don't know, I would start with Amazon FBA. I don't know I would want perishables sitting at Amazon when your business is brand new and you have no idea how many customers you have yet or how many you might sell and how long those things might sit there at Amazon for. And the same is true, I think, if you were going to sell glass vases. I don't know, I would trust a drop shipper, a manufacturer, or even a 3PL to pack and ship glass flower vases for you if you're starting out. So when you're starting out in e-commerce, this is a beginner e-commerce episode, I do think perhaps the type of niche you choose will have a bit of an impact then, or will determine a little bit of the type of e-commerce model you want to start with. Because why make more things harder for yourself from the beginning? Why, if you're going to sell glass flower vases, go to a dropshipper or Amazon FBA straight away? It's just, I feel like you're actually asking for more trouble early on, and you want to give yourself some wins to start off with. Like, package them yourself perfectly to reduce the amount of customer issues and breakages when you're starting out. I think those sorts of problems are better off inviting upon yourself when you're more seasoned and experienced, instead of when you're starting out in e-commerce and you're starting out with a brand new niche, you're starting out with a brand new store. Like, you'll have enough problems to solve. I'm sure you're finding that if you're beginning in e-commerce, you have enough problems to solve, enough things to think about. Don't ask yourself for more work if you don't need to. So maybe the type of niche you choose will help you determine a little bit the type of e-commerce model you want to start with or you want to change to. They're all flexible. None of them you're locked into forever. You'll have enough hurdles as you go along anyway, without inviting like issues around spoilage or breakage and customer service things up front. So set yourself up to win. Give yourself some quick wins from the beginning. Take some action today, whatever you're going to do. Hey, whatever you plan to do, whatever your next step is in e-commerce, take some action today. What are your plans today or tomorrow to move your business forward? I hope my episode has been encouraging for you. I hope this beginner episode about e-commerce has been encouraging for you. I hope I've helped clarify some of your next steps in your small biz online journey. I'd love to hear all about your business or your business idea. I'd love to support you with strategy, DIY you could implement yourself, or we could work one-on-one if you want to fast forward your results. Either way, please reach out to me for a free discovery call through my website, where you can chat to me about your business and your very next steps, your very next challenges. What's right in front of you today in your business? What's your next challenge, your next problem to solve today in your business? You can find me at Aussie Online Growing on Shopify.com.au. Thanks for joining me. As always, I will see you next time. And as always, as an entrepreneur or a solopreneur, keep learning.